Good evening and welcome to Reynolds Community College, your community college. We are so pleased to welcome all of you into our home, into our downtown campus and our community room. What we love doing here at Reynolds is opening our doors to have important conversations about life in our region, and certainly our mission here at Reynolds Community College and community colleges, which are such a uniquely American invention, is to provide educational opportunities to communities once excluded from higher education, to provide students and people in our region to access to high quality credentials that lead to better lives through really, really good livings. So we're excited to welcome you here this evening, to welcome this panel of guests to discuss very important issues. Welcome again to Reynolds. We're so happy to host you here tonight.
Well, good evening, everyone, and I want to echo what Dr. Pando is saying. Welcome everyone to Reynolds Community College. I'm LeVar Stoney, the mayor of the great city of Richmond, and today I'm joined by three panelists. I'm joined today by three panelists who are participants in our Richmond Resilience Initiative, our city's pilot guaranteed income program. Now, the program, which formally kicked off last fall, is a 2-year project that explores guaranteed income payments as a method to fight poverty in the great city of Richmond. Now, RRI participants receive $500 per month and spend it on however they see fit. At its core, this project's about dignity. It's about lifting people up. It's about elevating our residents who may be having some challenges with poverty. And tonight, we are joined by individuals who have been participating in the program since last fall, and I want to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. We'll start right here.
My name is Alvin Allen.
My name is Peggy Morris.
Hello, my name is Montel Jones.
And all three here, before Montel, you hit it back over to me. I just want real quick, tell me just a little bit about what you do, your passion, what drives you every day, what gets you out of bed each and every day.
Okay, pretty much my family. I'm married, 3 kids. Well, I'm a girl's dad, all girls. So that gets me out of bed in the morning. I drive trucks for a living. Again, my passion is working in the community. I have a nonprofit along with some other great people. And like I said, we offer youth sports to the community, football, as well as track and field. So that pretty much takes up a lot of my time outside of work and family. So
Montel, my assumption is that you were an athlete back in the day.
yeah, I was a pretty good athlete back in my day.
You played football, all that?
Yeah, football, basketball, I ran track, played baseball. I was fortunate enough to go on to college and play football on the college level. So, yeah, and I pretty much, like I said, I came back and gave the community what I was taught over the years.
And how long have you been a truck driver?
CDL-wise?
CDL-wise.
About a year.
About a year?
Yeah, prior to that, it was just box trucks or like transit vans and stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Peggy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Long Island, New York. I came down to Richmond. You are too?
Well, you're born on Long Island.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's me. Came down to Richmond to go to Virginia Union University. Graduated from there and had multiple different jobs, but I work with children. I teach at, let me fix that. I am a early intervention assistant at Woodville Elementary School right now, and I'm also a crossing guard at my school as well. So my drive and my passion to get me out of bed every day is the children at Woodville. I love them.
Oh, thank you.
I love them, and I try to, since everything is kind of messed up with the COVID and we have gun violence around my school a lot, I try to do what I can to uplift the children and the parents to make them feel good about themselves and what's going on. Life is not that bad, so I try to be a ray of sunshine for them.
And Peggy, did you pursue a degree in
Yes.
education?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
I graduated from Virginia Union. Yes.
So this has sort of been your dream to work in education.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes.
thank you for your service at
Thank you.
Woodville
Yes, sir.
and RPS.
Yes.
All right, Alvin, it's on you now. What gets you out of bed each and every morning here in the city of Richmond?
My family, sort of like Mr. Montel was saying, I drive the garbage truck for the city of Richmond.
Awesome.
I've been with the city of Richmond probably for about 6 years now. Started off on the back of the truck, picking up garbage, got my CDL through the program, Office of Community Wealth, and a lot of things that's geared toward my passion is helping people that may have been in the same situation that I've been in, move forward.
You want to tell us a little bit about your situation that you've been in, and how'd you get to be a part of your work at DPW now, correct?
Correct.
Department of Public Works.
Correct. Yeah. So coming out of jail, I was incarcerated for 6 years, and I've been home now probably for about 12 years. And I know a lot of people that I work with are going through that struggle, having to pay fines and trying to get the license, and there's a whole lot thrown at you when you're coming out of that situation. So it's a lot of help out, but people don't know about it. So I try to be a crossing bridge between people who trying to make it.
Yeah, as a young man, I remember my father having some early challenges. He had a felony on his record, and you do everything you can to keep food on the table, a roof over your family's head, and it was some stressful moments, I remember.
Yeah.
And the fear of potentially, not wanting to do anything different, to go back to where he was. He just had to
Absolutely.
keep on moving forward, even though the obstacles are thrown your way. And so thank you for joining the city of Richmond, joining our team over the Department of Public Works. Now, all three of you all are participants in the Richmond Resilience Initiative. And as I stated earlier, Richmond Resilience Initiative, we provide $500 a month to our participants, 18 participants thus far. We're with 3 of them right now. And so how did you learn about RRI? How did it come to your attention? Or why did you want to be a part of it?
Well, I first learned about the program from going through the Office of Community Wealth, and that's where I enrolled into the CDL program. And my caseworker told me about the program, and from me reading about it and hearing about it, that's when I got interested in it, for the benefit from it.
Okay. So through the Office of Community Wealth Building, which began under my predecessor, Mayor Dwight Jones, and we've made it even more robust, and it's been opened a lot of doors for a lot of people.
Yes.
And all we ask is folks to actually walk through the door and gain access here. Now, Peggy, tell me about how you heard about RRI.
I learned about it through the Office of Community Wealth Building
Okay.
as well. It was a free turkey giveaway.
Hmm.
I was on the line for the free turkey. I know this sounds crazy, but I filled out this paperwork and I got a phone call from, I think it might have been Miss McGrady called me, and that's how I got into the program.
So last year, around Thanksgiving or?
Yeah, I want to say year before last. I want to
Okay,
say,
yeah,
it was
okay.
around Thanksgiving. Yes.
All right.
And I was on, it was a free turkey giveaway at the, not at the Diamond? I think at the Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
I was there, I was online, and that's how I got hooked up with the Office of Community Wealth. I knew nothing about it until that day.
Wow. How about you, Montel?
Yes, I had a friend of mine. He was in the program, the Community Wealth Building, and he gave me a lady number and told me, hey man, I know you drive trucks and everything. This program right here, they'll help you get your CDL. So I made that phone call, and the rest is history. I went down, had my orientation, was able to get into the CDL program, and once I got into the program, maybe I say a couple months in, I got a phone call asking would I mind being in a study that the city is doing, which is
Pilot program,
the
yeah.
pilot program, correct. So I said yes, and it's been a blessing to me.
Well, let's hang out right there about it being a blessing to you. I mean, I want to hear what has been the effects of how has this impacted your life thus far? And you can tell me it hasn't, Mr. Mayor, there's been no impacts at all, or you can say, it actually, it's been some added value to my life because of it. And so you tell me, Montel, you said it was a blessing.
Right.
So I want to hear, how has it been a blessing for you, for your family, for your life?
Like I mentioned earlier, I have a nonprofit. And when that first kick off in the summertime, you practice 4 or 5 days a week for 2 hours a day, 6 to 8 o'clock. So that's alongside of you working all day. So sometimes, you put that time in doing volunteer work where you don't get compensated for it, but it has an impact in the community. So sometimes, you do that and you don't, I guess, go find extra, jobs or extra work. So with this program, you're getting a boost at the beginning of the month to help out with a bill or two, where you can do your volunteer work without all the added pressure of, man, I gotta go, after this, I need to go over here and do some work, or I need to go do this to bring in some extra money. You have this boost that you're gonna get to help you out, like you said, to pay bills or to pay down your debt. And in return, your earned income, like you said, you can either use that to, like I said, I have 3 girls, so 2 of them still participate in youth sports.
Good.
So that stuff is not free. You have to travel, you have to buy team gear, just equipment for whatever sport they participate in. Again, this program allows you to do things like that as far as allocating that money to things that'll help benefit the family as a whole.
So you get an opportunity to pour not just your time, but a little bit of treasure back into your children.
Correct.
As well, so they can actually experience, youth sports.
Right.
And that could be a game changer right there for
Right.
a lot of young people. And that's what we've been trying to push folks into parks and recreation, all the recreation programs we have. So it's been a way for you to sort of expand the lives of your children as well.
Correct.
Awesome. All right, Peggy, how about you? How has it been a blessing? And Montel said it was a blessing for you as well?
It has been a blessing. I shared earlier that I was able, pardon me, to pay off, close to paying off my car, which is huge. I'm happy about that. It's gonna free up my money. I'll be able to, the money I'm getting now, and I'll be able to pay off my student loan, which is lingering. I wanna take care of that before I leave the earth, so. It's been a huge blessing. It's been a big help, a big boost. Also with buying groceries, you're able to make good, healthy food choices instead of when your money is funny, you have to maybe buy fast food, but when you have a little bit of extra money, you can make good food choices and eat healthy.
So good food choices, buy more nutritious foods,
Yes.
foods that are healthier for you. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it has been a blessing for me as well.
Awesome. Now, how about you, Alf? Tell me.
Blessing all the way.
All the way.
All the way, man. I was having some credit issues. Quick story about me. I was having some credit issues, so it was some, if you know about credit, a couple of items on there, it kind of drags your score down. So with the additional income, I was able to get those items off my credit and boost my score. So now I'm looking for purchasing a home.
Well, now see, right there, I'm glad you went there because I want to segue right here because you've used it, all 3 have used it for a way to lift themselves up, but also lift their families up as well. And so with that, I think you get a little bit more freedom, more liberty to actually start planning a little bit more. And by planning, you get to start setting some goals for yourself.
Absolutely.
And so with this coming in now every month, $500 every month, do you have some new goals in mind?
Yes.
That you didn't have maybe prior to entering RRI? And any new goals? Anybody wants to shoot out a?
I'll start. My goal is home ownership. It's very important.
Yes.
Very, very, very important.
And tell me why that's important to you.
Well, it's just important. I grew up in a house. I had a backyard, and I was able to go outside and run around and play. And I don't have any children, but I still want those things that I had in my youth. I want a house. I want a yard. I want to be able to garden. And I garden now, but it's on a smaller scale. I want a real garden, so I can be not self-sustained, but have my own fresh vegetables if I want. So it's important for me. That's my goal: home ownership.
And home ownership creates wealth.
Yes.
As well. So this is an access to wealth, and when you create that wealth, you can pass that wealth on to others, generations and generations as well. I like it. Montel, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, sure. Like Alvin mentioned, help clean up your credit. Like I said, this $500 a month, you get to, allocate it to where you see best fit for you and your family. So I definitely agree with him as far as cleaning up the credit. So like I said, my goal is, being that now I have a CDL, is to get 3 trucks for each one of my daughters.
Nice.
And like I say, the goal is for that to, if they want to, continue their education once they finish high school, these trucks will help us get to, pay for college.
That's right.
And like I said, that's my goal, is to have 3 trucks on the road running, and each truck will help whatever child they want to do, go to school or pursue something or help get a business started. Whatever it is that they want to do, I know that it'll be done from having these trucks on the road, which came from me being in this program to help clean up my credit, to go to the bank and sit down and be able to get an equipment loan or some of that nature, to get my process started. So
Good. So another wealth building opportunity for you and your
Correct.
family.
correct.
How about you?
My passion is kind of different, but it's toward helping other people. Because like I said, my past situation, I want to see people do good as or better than me. So referring people to the Office of Community Wealth Building and possibly, having the program continue and to keep going for people to grab these opportunities and do exactly what I did or better than me.
So you would recommend this program moving forward. And I tell you, we're just in the pilot stage right now, and there's 18 families participating, and we're grateful for our partnership with the Robbins Foundation to make this all happen. So you recommend this program expand?
I would definitely recommend it.
Now, as we consider expansion, because we are going to do that, we're going to do that next year. We're going to expand it up to roughly 50 families, 50 people. Tell me about how you feel about those who say, well, if we give them this $500 a month, they're going to stop working.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with that because of the insurance that you have. Like Brother Montel was just saying, the daily struggles as far as finances that people go through with an additional set income coming in every month, it frees up a lot to where it's now you're not really focused on survival or
Right.
like Peggy was saying,
Right.
you only got to buy Roman numerals. You can focus more so on your health and wealth building that springboards you to a position where now your kids benefit from.
There you go. So moving from a place of survival to a place where people can start thriving again,
Thriving.
right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And essentially a hand up, not a hand out,
That's
right?
right.
Like it just, no one's going to stop doing what they're doing, their employment for
Right.
$500. It's here to help close the gap.
$500, I mean, for people to say you would quit your job, that's crazy because it's $500 is good money, but it's not gonna help you through the whole month. You need more than that, just $500. It's just not enough. So for people to say you're gonna quit your job, that's ludicrous to even think that. No, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I tell you, want to add something?
Yeah, I mean, we all have rough periods, month to month. Some months are better than others, So those months where it's a little tight, this program helps give you a boost. We all of us sitting here are 9 to 5 working people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not looking for a handout because we get up every morning
Mm-hmm.
to go provide for our family. But that doesn't exempt us from going through a struggle or having, rough months. And knowing, like Alvin said, you have a set amount coming in, you can better strategically plan how you're going to do things.
That's right.
And it's like I said, it's no handout because we all sitting here, we had to take the initiative to either make that phone call
That's right.
or come down to the community wealth building.
Mm-hmm.
Like you say, the door's open, all you gotta do is walk through it.
That's right.
So again, if you take the initiative to better yourself and your family, everybody wins.
And when you talk about those struggles, I can recall a number of situations where, in my family growing up, when we get sick, that's a major setback for, it was a major setback for my family. Or when my dad's car would break down, right? He has to worry about, am I gonna go to work on Monday? Then you have to depend on other people as well. And I think what this RRI allows us to do is it gives you a little bit more independence as well, where, let's say your car did break down, at least you have a way, right, through your planning, through your saving, that you can actually help, patch that up with the $500 contributions every month. Would you be willing to talk a little bit about just an example of like a struggle that
That happened to
occurs?
me. I had 2 flat tires. If I didn't have that $500, I wouldn't have been able to get new tires for my car. You know, I have to go to work every day. I need those tires. I didn't want to ride around with a donut. The $500 came in handy for me to put real tires on my car. So
That's right. And you got 3 girls, Montel.
Right.
You got 3 girls.
Right.
And so anything could happen in terms of they could
Right.
get sick. So, God forbid they could, break an arm, break a bone.
Right.
That could be a setback there financially.
Right.
Maybe not right there on that day, but long term, right?
And like you said, it definitely helps, man. So once I got the CDL, like you say, transitioning, sometimes you have that slow period until you can get the traction going. So when I say that, you got to work a week in a hole or 2 weeks, depending on the job or the company that you're working for. So you leave one situation where you're getting paid every week, and then you go and do something new. Of course, you expanding yourself, but you still have that waiting period as far as getting that earned income. So it was a situation when I started working where I'm at now, maybe 2 or 3 weeks in, my alternator went out. So my commute, it was 10 minutes. The company I worked for, they got a new warehouse relocated to Hanover. So now that's a 25-minute commute, So again, like you said, I would either have to depend on somebody, if I didn't have this extra income coming in, but I was able to go get an alternator that day, get it fixed, and didn't have to rely on someone to get me to my job on time, and that came from that extra 500.
And what I watched as a young man was that when you have to depend on someone else, watching my father, to get you to your job or whatever, their priority is always going to still be them.
Right.
And so if you have to be somewhere at 7 a.m. and you have to leave the house at 6:45, they're going when they wake up, they'll come pick you up, right? And then you have to explain to your job, like, my tire, I had a couple of flat tires and trying to get it fixed. But as I know, people don't want to hear that.
No.
They don't want to hear excuses. They just want you there at 9 o'clock on the sharp. At 9 o'clock sharp.
Yeah.
You got a story of a struggle?
Well, yeah, I mean, I can just chime in. It makes you shape your focus when you have that type of insurance, because all of the struggles that you may have went through before. And so going back to that, it may not be something that happened yesterday or 2 weeks ago. It could be a struggle, a past struggle. So to have, like you said, a leg up is something worth sustaining, for some time.
And Alan, you said a word, and you said it again. You said it multiple times now. You said the word insurance. Insurance, essentially, just in case, right? Do you see these $500 contributions on a monthly basis, like a just in case things? I have this backup just in case, because like you said, you're working hard each and every day, all week long. You get a $500 boost now per month. Does it help with insurance essentially to get you through the month?
Well, insurance and more so like a plan B. For most people who don't have a plan, as a plan B, something that you can fall back on, like she said, for car or as kids. It's something that you
It's
can
coming
fall
through.
back on
Yeah.
versus not knowing and trying to wonder and figure it out.
Wow. You guys agree with that on the
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well said. That's the truth.
Now, I'm very proud of this program, and a lot of us, the partners, we're proud of the program as well, but I know that there's probably other things that local government can do beyond just a monthly payment every month. Are there some things out there that you see that you think that maybe the city should get involved with and that could help a family like yours on a monthly or on a yearly basis?
Absolutely. Like I said, I work with kids on I guess, extracurricular purpose, just doing youth sports and things like that. But I think, getting back to, like they say, history repeats itself, or getting back to the old days where at one upon a time, I grew up in the rec center. You go there Monday, you might go to the bowling alley. You go there Tuesday, you might go to the movies. Things of that sort. So just getting back to the foundation and putting that energy and time back into the kids, is something that I think would definitely help out, because, like I said, that is the foundation. The kids will be your future leaders. So if they have avenues or they have resources where they don't have to be in front of a device all the time, then, you know, you'll get I ain't gonna say you're gonna get, but, you know, it's worth the shot to see if these kids will come back into the community, you know. You see less kids outside playing.
That's right.
You know, but if they have the rec center to go to where they know they can be productive, do things, the rec center's gonna take them places, you know, maybe they can get back into it. And then again, on the adult side, you got people who volunteer at these rec centers, they take advantage of opportunities like this. They don't necessarily have to just be focused on the hammer, pay the bill, or, you know, okay, I know I'm getting this $500 a month, I can stay here an extra hour or two, you know, help these kids with their homework or help them, you know, whatever it is that they may need help with. So, I would say, you know, like you said, just.
So are you telling me I should continue to invest more in Parks and Recreation?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Well, you heard about, I don't want to make a plug right here. But I got to say, we got a couple of new, I got some plans for some new recreation centers, and one in Southside, one in East End at Luxfield, one at TB Smith Community. We're going to renovate the Calhoun Center as well
nice.
in Gilpin Court, which is long overdue, and we're going to finish off Southside Community Center as well. And so, that will create access to community centers, for roughly, for thousands of kids in certain areas of the city. And like you said, getting back to basics, and and people forget this sometimes. A child spends 80% of their time outside of school.
Right.
Outside of school. So I hear you. I hear you. Anything else that could help out?
Affordable housing. Because right now.
Does that eat up a lot of your check every month?
Yeah, right. Yes. Let's just say yes.
I think a report just came out, just talking about housing in the Commonwealth, and there's it's definitely gone up over the last couple years, where a lot of people's checks are being eaten up by what they pay in rent, what they pay for their mortgage now. So you're saying more affordable housing.
We need more affordable housing. Like whatever they did to Dove Court, we need more of that. Okay, because that's more affordable. And I'm not talking about Scott's Addition because I can't afford that, but those places in Dove Court are really, I don't think it's called Dove Court anymore, but it's really nice now. It looks like a nice, thriving neighborhood. So we need more of those in Richmond, because right now, my income doesn't add up to, affording somewhere decent to live. So. Okay. Affordable housing.
You got anything to chime in on?
Just more programs, man, like the Office of Community Wealth and the Southside Community Center that, help people who want to help themselves.
That's right. That's right. So that's sort of, it sounds like to me that you think that what the Office of Community Wealth Building does, it helps empower people, right? It gives you access to the opportunities, but as you stated earlier, and I think I've said it before as well, you have to walk through that door. Got to walk through that door.
Absolutely.
Now, two of you have walked through the doors of, I guess you could say, entities run through the city. You work at the Department of Public Works. You work over at RPS, right? There you go. Got Woodville on the. So, can you tell me what the impact of guaranteed income on your perception of like public service to your community? Like, you have this right now through the Office of Community Wealth Building, but also you get to give back in two different ways, working for the city, more or less. Is there a way you connect the two? Because you were working there before you had access to the Office of Community Wealth Building, right? But you came through Office of Community Wealth Building and got access to the job at DPW. Is that what you said?
No, I got access to the CDL program.
Okay.
And that's how I became a driver.
Got it.
And I, on the ground. But even my service, my service to the community it's kind of like the same thing. I get the same reward from serving the community as I do for a check every month. So it's twofold.
So that's fulfilling to you then?
Yes, it is.
Because you get to work right here in the city.
Yeah.
And you grew up in the city?
Absolutely, Churchill.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, East End. Okay. You get to work with our kids.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, that's joy beyond belief. You're having a bad day, you come to the school, your day will turn around.
I know all about
it. You get to the school, so it'll turn. And the kids are just so loving. They just want to be loved back. You hug them, tell them have a good day, just put a smile on their face. That's what I'm there for. Besides teaching them, I'm there for that too.
And Peggy, do you ever run into any parents you think that could benefit from RRI?
Absolutely, and I've told parents about it.
Oh.
I have, in the past, I have told parents about it, yes. And I want to say one of my parents did call and got, a caseworker. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have told them.
Okay. Now you are fulfilled by your community work through the rec program,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Football, basketball,
Track. Right.
Do you, and you said that the $500 payments every month, it just allows you to do that without having to maybe, because let's say you didn't get the $500 payment every month.
Right.
Would you spend less time? Would that mean less time for your recreation interests?
Yeah, because some of those days you might, stay late at work, or you might pick up side work, so that'll take away from the kid. And like I said, I think, the program is beneficial in the community as well, because the more that, the adults or the volunteers know that there's resources out there for them to tap into, they probably will be more willing to do things within the community, knowing that, they can go to somewhere like the community web building and get into a CDL program or HVAC program and not have to spend that money themselves. You just taking advantage of the opportunity, So like myself and Alvin, if we was to go get a CDL, you talking like $45, maybe $5,000
Wow.
to get your CDL.
Wow.
Now some people might, to tell you put down a down payment, then you make monthly payments. But again, you still making monthly payments on a $5,000 note or a $4,500 note. Things have been rough or been tight lately. So, the average middle class working family or individual is not just gonna go drop $4,000 or $5,000 on something that they probably can't see the return on their investment immediately. So like I said, with the community wealth building, you got an opportunity where you can kind of have a clear vision, maybe plan, a little better, and then in return, like you say, you give that back to the community because the community gave it to you.
That's right.
So that's how I approach it,
So you get to work with the future generation of Richmond just about every day, right?
Right.
You told us about some goals you have for yourself. Tell us about some goals you have for them. I assume you got some dreams for your children as well.
Right.
Will you mind sharing a little bit about,
Absolutely.
your three girls, and what ages are they?
Oldest is 15,
Okay.
the middle is 12, and my youngest is 8.
So we got high school, middle school, elementary school.
Correct.
Okay. And what's your dream for them?
Just being able, man, to provide them whatever they need, and just be honest with them. Just because you have a job or you go somewhere to work, that doesn't exclude you from a struggle or having tough times. So if there's resources out there that can help you get over that hump, take advantage of it. You can't get caught up in the status quo, or worry about what someone else's opinion, because that person might be struggling as well, but you have to, tap it in for yourself. And I can tell the kids in football, man, you lead by example. So if they see you as a parent doing these things, tapping into resources to help better yourself and your family, hopefully that rubs off on them as well, and like I said, just being able to provide for them.
That's right.
That's my biggest goal. That's it. Whatever they need, I would like to be that person to be there to give it to them, and they don't have to go outside of the home, or they feel like they can't say something because daddy money is tight, or they don't ask for this because they know daddy don't have the money, or as a parent, you're gonna make sure you can provide for your kid.
That's right.
By any means necessary, you're gonna go provide for your kid.
And I think some folks don't recognize at times that the kids pick up when your money is tight.
They do.
Right.
They do.
Right.
They pick up when your money is tight. They pick up when, I remember when my father, sometimes he just had to tell me no.
Yeah.
But it's hard on the kid to go back to the school, and when everybody else have, you don't have what everybody else has.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough, and you see it every day, right?
I do, but that's why I try to compensate for when they don't have. Like this week we had Spirit Week, So every day you had to do something, you had to wear something. And I made sure I bought extra so I could give to some of my kids. I knew
Wow.
their parents could not afford it. So that's what I do. I don't want them to not partake in what everybody else is doing. So
Big.
I do that. I do it on the regular. I don't even care. I want them to have, you know?
So I remember there were times when, couldn't go on a field trip. So you know what happens when you can't go on a field trip?
You have to stay in the office probably.
Yeah, but gotta stay in the office or go to somebody else's classroom and sit in the back.
Yeah.
And people looking looking at me like, so why are you here?
Right.
And I'm like, well, everybody's on a field trip to the museum and I'm sitting right here.
Right.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Absolutely.
Now, universally, I've already heard that y'all said that we want this program to continue. But is there anything you would want to change about it?
Nope. I mean, 'cause so much derives from it. Like I said, I joined community wealth building.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got the call about, the pilot program. And then from there, I also got a call for my high school daughter to join the Mayor's Youth Academy.
Okay.
So,
One-stop shop.
one-stop shop.
Yeah.
And like I said, for her, she's kind of shy, so this helps her with her social interaction. This helps her with her networking, and to be able to understand those type of things early, hopefully that translates into her adult years, learning how to socialize, learning how to network with people and do different activities within the community and just, being a positive person, giving off that positive energy, so all of this has been possible, been made, to come to life through community wealth building. I mean, it's
So you're recommending not only more people to look up community wealth building, right?
Absolutely.
Go to rva.gov for that, everyone. But also to sign up for the program as well.
right.
Okay.
And not just, like I said,
And sign your kids up
sign
too.
your kids up,
Okay.
you know.
All right. Oh, we're gonna be using Montel a lot in the future.
I think you got a spokesman.
I know we got a spokesperson, right? How about you? How about you? Al?
I was gonna say to make it more accessible to people.
Okay. How do you think we could do that?
I think Montel was saying about the youth centers and the recreation centers and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, flyers, maybe have people come talk about it, and just make it more known so that people will know and understand what they're getting into. Because most people think, going into a program, they got to fill out a bunch of paperwork, put their name, quote unquote, sign their life away for a whole bunch of stuff. But just to understand and know that you benefit from it. You don't pay anything.
Yeah, we're not taking anything, right?
No, you're getting exactly what you get in from it.
Okay.
Program will work if you work it.
That's right. That's right. How about you? You got anything to add on that front?
I agree.
You agree with both of us?
I can't even say any more. They're both right. You really need to get with the program. I mean, get with the program.
Yeah, we might use that actually. So, part of this process of this pilot program is that it's going to be a 2-year pilot, right? And we're going to do some research on, we're going to use some research on how people use the $500 contribution. We heard about how you all use the $500 monthly payment, but what do you think we're going to learn from your other 15 cohorts a part of this program? What do you think we're going to learn from this program
Probably
once we do the research and do the evaluation?
They'll probably say similar stuff that we're saying right now. That is beneficial. It helps their family. It helps them. It helps you if you're in a bind. Unexpected stuff happens. I think it's great. It'll help.
So you're predicting what we're going to find out is going to mirror exactly what we're hearing here today.
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to prejudge.
Right.
Yeah.
Be punted on this.
I think we'll hear similar stories because all of us got similar backgrounds. But I also think that people are more focused to the plan B that I was talking about and geared towards how to empower themselves more. Okay, I got some insurance, I got a plan B. So what can I do now with that plan B to ensure that I'm in a better position and my kids are in a better position for generations?
You want to add anything to that, Montel?
Like you said, man, just take advantage of the opportunity. Walk through the door, because once you walk through the door, so much other things open up for you. Your gears get to churn. Like I said, even with the community web builder, they don't just have CDL or HVAC. I mean, it's a laundry list of things that you can go do. You may have got some experience in it, but due to your circumstances or whatever, you kind of had to put it to the side. Now you have a program where you can pick it back up, and you got some backing. Meaning, like you say, it don't cost you a dime.
Right.
So again, this is, I guess, your something for nothing moment.
That's right.
Because the only thing you gotta do is walk through the door. You ain't gotta give a coin. You gotta get 30 minutes of your time. So if 30 minutes of your time is not, worth you going down here to better yourself and your family situation, then, what more else can you do? It's nothing else you could do,
And a lot of families, Montel, have been experiencing a lot of upheaval over the last, I guess you could say, 20, 21 months,
Sure.
ever since COVID-19. Would you say this has helped you navigate some of that as well? Because COVID-19, and people don't understand it sometimes, the impacts of the pandemic it's different for different people. Not everyone could work at home every day, right? And so they had to go to work. Or some people lost their job as well. So how do you think with COVID-19 and the pandemic, has this helped you navigate some of that?
Using your money, I mean, I have to buy PPE equipment, masks and stuff, working in the school, so it's helped. That's not cheap when you have to keep buying masks that fit your face, masks that don't make you break out. My money went towards that, some of my money. So.
And then, all of us in this room probably done had some tough times or experienced, some difficulties. I guess, man, people just want to know that, it's something out there and it's people out there willing to help you, and not outside of the city.
Yep.
You don't have to go to Henrico County or Chesterfield County, it's right here in your backyard. So just having that and knowing that you guys back you, and what it is you want to do, like I said, I just encourage the people, man, to come down here and just get the information. Even if you don't make a move right then and there, get the information, take it back home and read it. I promise you that person's going to come back and want to join the program.
Now, we have seen, and you see it on TV each and every day, and if you read the newspaper, you see it as well. There's been an erosion of trust in government, right? And so some people say, oh man, I'm not gonna mess around with government. That's the last thing I wanna do and whatnot. Did you all have any reluctance, any hesitation when dealing with, two of y'all work for government. Two of y'all work for government, but still, I don't know what the composition of the 18, what that looks like, but any trust factor, any trust issues, and
I had no reservations.
no reservations.
Yeah, I did at first.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Right, like you said, I think I was telling Sam, the one thing I do like about your approach to this is it's not a campaign slogan that you did or was saying to get into office. You put action behind your words now. So a lot of times, I guess people feel like the government just tell you what you want to hear or tell you, things that they may tell they're gonna do for you and it never happens. So you actually putting your feet to the ground and putting action behind your words. So, I definitely appreciate it and, so yeah, I was a little skeptical at first, but then like you said, you go to these programs and someone is willing to pay $4,000 or $5,000 for you to go get a CDL. You have two people sitting right here now, that's almost $10,000. Wow. So you think about how many—
That's a game changer right there, right?
How many other people took advantage of that opportunity where the city is actually backing you to go do this stuff?
And folks, they're not talking about, the RRI. They're talking about the work at Office of Community Wealth Building.
That's right.
The obviously RRI, the monthly payments is an added bonus, but what they're talking about is the CDL. That license right there has been a game changer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Game changer.
It's been a game changer in a lot of ways for me because now I have an older son, 23.
23, okay.
So he's now in the process of training to get his CDL.
Nice. Nice.
And
And
I
you hear about all these shortages, right? Like, we got all these, like, you know, we got shortages for, you know, for CDL for bus drivers and whatnot. We need more bus operators. So you're like, go get that CDL.
and I didn't even push it on him. You know, like, you need to go get it. He's seen me and he knows where I come from ever since he was in Pampa. So he know the struggle. So he's, you know, follow suit.
We're wrapping up. We're getting towards the end. Tell me this. Obviously, you want to see this continue. If you got in front of some, let's say, some state legislators, right? I get you over to the Capitol, and then you had to tell these legislators who are going to vote on a budget or vote on a program like this to make it more permanent. What would you tell them?
The 1% get a tax break. So that means the wealthy get a tax break. So if the wealthy at the top can get a break, why can't the people at the bottom get a boost? We're not even getting a break, it's a boost.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's
Well said.
yeah, like,
Wow.
you know, and like,
If they can get a break, why can't we get a
why
boost?
can't we get a boost?
Right.
You know?
Ooh.
Powerful.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure they have family members who probably can benefit from this program in other states as well. So it helps everybody, you know? And like I said, we're not talking about handing out $1,200 or $2,400 stimulus checks. We just talking about a boost at the end of the month. So again, you still have to apply your own energy to go along with that. You know, this is not no get rich quick scheme. Like we say, this ain't nothing to quit your job about.
That's exactly right. And I always want to remind folks, everyone who receives a payment has a job.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing that folks don't know, they don't qualify for the federal benefits.
Right.
The federal assistance.
Right.
So they're caught in I'm living day to day, paycheck to paycheck, you know, trying to just get through, trying to raise my family, trying to go to work every day.
Right.
You got something that, I mean, because you could just drop the mic on that one right there.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You gonna say-
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Put no cut on that.
Yo, but
Well said, man.
that's well said,
For real.
well said. Well, you might see that in the newspaper out there.
You did it. You did it.
Folks, we are reaching the end of our panel discussion this evening. And, you know, I just want to just recognize Peggy, Montel, and Alvin for participating in the program and also sharing your story with other Richmonders as well. You know, I think a lot of folks don't recognize that there are people each and every day who, you know, their goal is to achieve the American dream, right? And we tell folks to work hard, keep your nose clean, and good things are going to happen to you.
Yeah.
But that is not a guarantee for everyone. Not a guarantee for everyone. Sometimes where you grew up and the zip code you were born in, unfortunately dictates how the rest of your life may be. Ends up being your destiny. And I think if the city of Richmond, speaking on behalf of local government, if we can provide that boost that Montel was talking about, then we can provide that boost that helps elevate their lives, but also potentially change the trajectory of their families' lives. Isn't that what government should be all about? We have to be about more than just picking up the trash, because he does a good job in that, right? No, collecting the trash, collecting the leaves, keeping our city clean, cutting the grass. We gotta do a lot more than that, right? This pandemic has been devastating to a number of people. And you all know when they say when America catches the flu, our poor residents catch pneumonia.
Yeah.
Every crisis shouldn't be the end, essentially the end of the world for some of our residents. And that's why we support RRI, because it builds the resilience necessary to survive these crises. That's one thing we can count on. A crisis is going to come.
Yeah.
Right? Whether in your personal life or us as we are experiencing as a community at large, the whole world is experiencing. The crisis will come. The question is, are you going to be prepared for it when it comes? When that tire blows, when that child gets sick, or when everybody is on lockdown because there's a global health crisis, are you going to be prepared to tackle that? I think everybody should be equipped to do so. And not everybody can do it all on their own. And that's why I think RRI is so very important, so significant. So you just got a chance to hear from 3 of Richmond's finest, 2 in the work for the great city of Richmond. And you're going to hear from more in the future about the Richmond Resilience Initiative and how it's elevating people, lifting people up, and changing the trajectory of families all across the great city of Richmond. I thank you for joining us tonight, and be safe.